Hey, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. What are we all looking for in a relationship? Of course, we all want love. We want to feel understood. But in this week's Parsha, the Torah gives us a deeper level in terms of what we're all supposed to try to find in relationships and what I think can really make us happy for the long run. We're introduced this week's Parsha to Yitzchak, to the second of the patriarchs, and we're told that he is brought together with his beloved Rebekah. And the Torah tells us at the end of the Parsha, Vayavi'eh Yitzchak Oel Sarah imo, that Isaac brought his beloved Rebekah into the tent of his mother Sarah. Now Sarah had not been alive. She passed away 3 years before Isaac married. And yet Isaac brings Rebekah into the tent of his mother. And it says that she became his wife, Vayehaveha, and then he loved her. So there was love, but it seemed to follow the marriage. Vayinachem Yitzchak acharei imo, the Torah tells us, and Isaac was finally comforted after the death of his mother, which is very, very strange. Why does he bring Rebekah into the tent of his mother? This is 3 years after she passed away, and how come now he's only getting comforted? In Jewish tradition, we mourn, but we mourn normally for 30 days, and then in the case of a child who loses a parent, it goes on for a year. This is 3 years. And our sages teach that when Sarah was alive, there were 3 special miracles that were in her tent, in her home. The special blessing in the dough that she made. There was her Shabbat candles somehow remained lit from week to week, and God's cloud of glory, God's presence hovered over her tent. And when Sarah died, those 3 things vanished. When Rebekah was brought back into that tent, Isaac saw that those 3 things reappeared. And that's when the Torah says that he loved her and he was comforted, because he realized now that he didn't just find a woman who understood him perhaps, who could listen to him, who could fulfill his human basic needs and have love, which is very, very important, of course. But he could have even something deeper. He could have a nechama, a consolation from his mother. Why? Because he realized now that he had a suitable partner to build a legacy with. You see, Yitzchak was looking not just for a wife, and we're ultimately not just looking for a husband or a wife. We want someone to build a legacy with. We want to be able to leave this world with something that we didn't come in with. We want to be able to create something new. We want to be able to make the world a better place. We want to have Hashem in our life. We want to have those miracles that existed in Sarah's tent, right? The special blessing in the dough. We want to have God's presence hovering over the tent. We want to have Shabbat all week long, if you will. Those are the kinds of things that we're looking for in a potential spouse. Not simply the love, which is great, but it could be here today and gone tomorrow. What lasts is when we build something special with the person with whom we create a home. And that's really my blessing to all of us. It's obviously more challenging now during this period of COVID when we can't be as physically connected with other people. But I encourage people to continue to Zoom date, to connect, and to try to find that special individual with whom you can not only fall in love with, please God, we should all be blessed with love, but we could also build a special legacy. We're going to be actually having a blood drive this coming this coming Sunday, and I'll be teaching a class as well at MJE. You can make separate appointments. It's being done very, very safely. And we're doing this because we want to perform chesed. We want to do acts of kindness. And that's really one of the reasons we get married also, so we have a partner with whom we can do great things, not just for ourselves, not just to feel the love from me, but for all of the world. Shabbat Shalom.